G'day guys, and Heather. Long-time viewers know I've been working on this beautiful old Shelblin CNC lathe, but modernising it, going to put a new controller on it. It had an enormous electrical cabinet on the tailstock end of it, way bigger than I need for modern electronics, so it's getting chopped down and miniaturised. Because I got so many positive comments about my cycle short. Anyway, this week I'm working on chopping out the middle section of this control cabinet and cutting a big hole in the back of it. I must say I've got doubts about how well this is going to work, but let's give it a try. Got a fine-toothed steel cutting blade here in the jigsaw. This is 5mm steel. Yeah, let's have a look. That's really not too bad. I mean, it'll need a bit of cleaning up afterwards, but I knew that anyway. I don't think this is much slower than using the angle grinder with this thick material. At least it doesn't blow grinding dust throughout my workshop. I think I'll keep doing this. How would you cut these out if this was yours? 5mm steel, need to cut out a whole back. How would you do it? I wonder why this wasn't working. Inside the hole there, big steel standoffs welded to this piece. Have to go around that.
A few inches later.
Okay, you can stop yelling, get a plasma cutter. I mean, hey, who would have thought? This thing has got plasma written on it. Maybe I should give that a try. Now, I did try using this plasma cutter once or twice, but the results kind of sucked. I guess I shouldn't blame the plasma cutter. Maybe it'd be a good idea for me to put a little effort into actually learning how to use it properly, huh? Maybe it wasn't set up right. I'm sure it wasn't set up right. Now, this is not my welder. It belongs to a workmate who decided he hated stick welding, lent it to me, and now refuses to take it back. Thanks, Cyrus. As you can see, as it was last used, I think this is all pretty loose, huh? That's not good. Let's take a look at the consumables. Well, first up, I'm going to guess that this part, the drag protector, I don't know what you call it, I'm guessing this is not supposed to look like that. So I'll see if I've got another one of them. That's ceramic. No, it looks fine. Doesn't look broken or anything. And here we've got the electrode. Let's take a look at the tip. I'm not exactly sure what the electrode's supposed to look like, but I'm guessing that's not it. Not exactly sure what my workmate gave me in terms of consumables. Oh, that looks promising. So comparing old to new, yeah, I think I'll replace that. Yeah, there's also a pretty big difference there. Hey, just a question. Are these tips like reversible? Like you wear out one end and then flip it around and wear out the other end? Or you just use them once and biff them? Okay, that looks better. Perfect. This Festo tube that I bought is the duo tube, so it's always in pairs. Mostly be using 6mm for most services, but I got the 8mm for the supply tubes. They used 8 ball screws for the leading edge slats on each wing. So this is what the inside of an aircraft fuel tank looks like. To all you YouTube watchers with a shoe fetish, you know who you are. I think I'll put on my steel caps. Alright, I really like this one from Steam Fan. Electrical cabinets come in 4 sizes. Too big, too little, too deep, too shallow. Yeah. Andy Pugh also questioned the sanity of me chopping the strip out and making the thing shallower. Andy's some way right that the end of a lathe needs space anyway for like getting tailstocks on and off and stuff, but I'm pretty short of space, and by moving this in this much, also when I swing open the door, I also reduce the amount of space that the door needs to open. So none of the components I've got needs the step, so I'll go ahead and cut it down. Since I finished smoking them, I've just been drying my chipotles in my process oven. 50 degrees, should be enough. Leave them in there for a couple of days. I looked up on the internet, I need about 30 psi or 2 bar of air pressure. We need 20 amps. Hopefully that's good to go. Whoops, the machine was still set for stick welding. That's more like it. Reset that. 20 amps. Alright, let's try that again. What a moron. Maybe that'll make a circuit. Nah, I'm going too fast, I guess. That's not cutting through. Well, I've made another couple of cuts. Starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Still pretty fugly, and I have pretty nasty angle to the cut there. In fact, this one's straight, but this one's cut this way. I mean, not a big deal. I just touched that up with the angle grinder. I'll try one more test cut, but I think I'm making a little progress now. I've worked out how wide I need to offset to get to the right spot. Starting to get a feel for the speed. All right, here goes, first real cut. Well, I think that cut's not awful, but especially on this part, there's a real heavy angle to it. So I'm going to go on the internet and look up the errors for plasma cutting and see what I'm doing wrong.
A few moments later.
Well, if this was done well, this strip of the front would now just fall off. So I guess now it's round 2. Last week I put out a call for some exhaust tube for my pneumatic system. I really appreciate all the offers of help I got from like Dave, the East London Kiwi, Mike, Robert. The fastest was Sebastian, and he sent me this. So thanks a lot, Sebastian, I really appreciate it. This is PUN tubing from Festo. This is just going to connect up my exhaust system. Thanks very much. Oh, there we have it. Well, it's not the prettiest cut ever, but it's definitely a lot less work than doing it with the angle grinder or the jigsaw. I'll just go over it now with an angle grinder and just clean up all these edges. Right, well that's the end of the plasma cutting. In hindsight, I probably should have just used the angle grinder on these thinner sides. Probably would have got a straighter line. As it is, I'm going to have to get in here and grind out the high spots to bring this in together closer. Plus there's a couple of mistakes that are going to need filling. But hey, next up, fitting, tacking, and then welding. That's enough for now. I'm going to go and get cleaned up and then start editing. Thanks very much for watching, and join me next time when hopefully I can weld it together.